Good afternoon. Welcome to the meeting of the Standards Committee on Wednesday, 24th of July. Mike Lewis in the chair. Can we start, please, with item 1 of the agenda, which is apologies for absence. Do we have any apologies?
Thank you, Chair. Apologies from Mark Rees and Councillor Graham Thomas.
Lovely. Thank you. Duly noted. And item 2, are there any disclosures, please, of any personal or prejudicial interests?
Can I take advice? Obviously, as a councillor, I'm working closely with the leader. So have I got to declare that? Okay.
No, I don't think that's an interest which needs to be disclosed for this purpose.
Thank you.
Okay. Any others, please? Okay. None indicated. Thank you. Okay, so item 3 is to approve the minutes of our last meeting. That was on the 22nd of March 2024. If I can take each page, please, for accuracy. So page 1, page 2, 3, and page 4. Any issues in terms of accuracy, please? None indicated. So again, if I can ask for a show of hands, please, that we adopt those minutes formally. Lovely, thank you. Item 4 is, as you know, the Standards Committee has to provide or produce an annual report. This is the draft for the municipal year 23-24. I don't propose to read through it today because I know members will have had an opportunity to do that, but I would welcome, please, any observations or any questions. So, yeah, I'm happy to throw it open to the floor. To any members who have any observations, please, on this year's annual report.
I'd just like to say I thought it was very comprehensive when I read it, and it seemed to include everything that we tried to uphold and go along with. So very well done.
Okay, any other questions or observations? Okay, none indicated. Okay, therefore, can I ask, please, of a show of hands? This report, Hugh, if we approve it, goes to the full council, I think, doesn't it, in October?
Yeah, sorry, October. Yeah, it's October, because yeah. That's
okay.
Right.
Sorry.
And you will present it then, Mike.
Okay, so a show of hands, please, just to accept this annual report. Thank you. And as I've just indicated, I will present this on your behalf to the full council meeting, currently scheduled for a Thursday, I think in October, 6th of October from memory, is it? Anyway, whenever the October council meeting is, I will present this on your behalf. What I would like to just say publicly is my very deep thank you to the Democratic Services team, Alison in particular, for helping my memory in producing the report. So without your help, this would not be as accurate and as comprehensive as it is. So thank you. I would like to place that on record, and I will say that too in front of the full council. Okay, item 5 is the, as you know, in March we met with a number of the group leaders, and Councillor Stewart wasn't available in March, so we've invited him to this meeting. Now, in fairness, we gave the invitation for 3 o'clock, so I don't know whether he would be available early, or should we just adjourn for a couple of minutes? Yeah. Okay. All right. So not available at the moment. So let's move, please, to item 6, and then we'll work backwards. Who is this one that you want to take on, Adrian?
It's just for information. It's a bit of a peculiar issue because there's so little information for you here, and that is peculiar, I'll be honest with you. I'll touch briefly because I know we're in open session. No, I won't touch on any of them. I will leave it at that. I'm sorry. So it's just for noting. It's for information only. But I suppose it's fair to say that there's no live cases that are all not been investigated because they're not meeting the 2-stage test of the Ombudsman.
Okay, thank you. As I say, I know it's limited in terms of what we can ask. If there is anything specific that the members wanted to ask, then I would be happy to see where we can go with it. But and I appreciate it is limited here in terms of what you're able to say. Okay, nothing to add. Okay. There we are. All right, we will just pause for a couple of seconds. Then Alison has gone to see whether the group leader, Councillor Stewart, is available a couple of minutes early. So if you just bear with us a second, we will just pause. I'll just going to go on to mute if that's okay. Sorry, I've just come off mute. I've realised that we've got item 7 as well. I've just asked Hugh whether he can update us on the work plan whilst we're waiting.
Thank you, Chair. Currently, we are looking for items for the work plan. I think we did. My mind's gone blank now. Were we looking at a quick review of the hearings procedure? Did we deal with that? My mind
Started it, but I don't think we
Yeah,
finished it.
so we can bring that to the next meeting. That's timely, actually. Just do what we learned from the case we had and how we can tweak it to make it a bit clearer, and taking on board as well the comments that came back from the adjudication panel for Wales, where they made some pointers to us, so we can write that in so that doesn't occur again. So obvious and simple things we can do there, and the timeliness of getting responses in from appellants and things. So we can do. I think that'll be a useful item, the hearings procedure, for the next meeting. Other than that, it's probably useful, Mike, if you perhaps give us an update on the work you're doing with the All Wales chairs. That would be useful. And I may be in a situation to bring updates on other things, but that I know are going on at the moment nationally, but haven't come to light yet. But if I know, I'll bring those forward. But I'm welcome for your comments. Really, anything you feel that we should be looking at or addressing would be useful at this stage.
Thanks, Hugh. Okay, so let's start with the second thing first. If there are anything, not this minute, but between now and the next time we meet, if there's anything that members want us to put onto the work plan, please do let me know. In terms of the National Standards Chair Forum, which is the meeting that Hugh has just responded to, it does have an interest in governance here in a sense, and we've discussed this a few times within the forum, which is to enable people to speak freely. Then there's an element of an assurance that we won't then come back to our individual standards committees and say, well, Fred said this and Mary said the other. But there are some themes, I think, that I can share with you. I'm delighted to say that the Public Service Ombudsman for Wales, she attends every meeting, and again, some of the priorities that the Ombudsman holds are, I think, helpful for us to know and how we can align with that. So yes, so certainly there's some themes I think that I can share with the committee without going into necessarily to the specifics. I think that would be helpful. Okay, but I say if there's anything else that members feel we should be adding to the work plan, to please let myself and Hugh know offline, and we'll reflect on those. Councillor Stewart, I know we're running early, aren't it? There we are. All right. Okay. So say I'm going to go on to mute just for a couple of minutes because we are running slightly ahead of time. So bear with me, please. Good afternoon, Councillor Stewart. Thank you for joining us, and apologies to those online for that brief interlude. We were running early, so thank you for joining us. We did meet last year, but just to remind you, my name is Mike Lewis. I'm chair of the Standards Committee, and as you know, we like to meet at least once a year with the group leaders. I understand you've had copies of the questions in advance. I will, though, because this meeting is being live streamed, so for any members of the public that are either listening now or on the recording, I will read the questions if I may, and then give you the opportunity to answer. Okay, so the first question is: the Local Government and Elections Wales Act provides that leaders of political groups must take reasonable steps to promote and maintain high standards of conduct by the members of their group. The committee is interested to hear as to what actions you take now in terms of maintaining standards within your own group, and how you are proposing to meet the new duty going forward.
Okay, thank you very much for the question. I think from my perspective as leader of the Labour group in Swansea, it's almost no change for us because, as we've said in previous meetings, we've got quite well-defined and well-proven processes within our political group about how we do that to promote the best behaviours and actions of our members. Obviously, new members will get the induction from the council, but they also get group inductions with us, so that we try and assist them politically to understand the requirements of the role, all of the principles that would apply to people in public life. We then obviously try and make sure we support new members during their time when they're learning about council, the work of council, and how the political systems operate. And again, where they may find there some challenges or some issues arise, we try and support them. We have a whip system in place where our chief whip and our deputy whips will support members to help them. Obviously, we try and advise members of the arrangements that we have between the group leaders and the groups in the council for issue resolution, trying to avoid situations where people are getting into more formal processes unnecessarily. And I think from that respect, I think we've been very successful in trying to avoid, the sorts of regular reports to the Ombudsman and others that we had in the past. And I think we have seen that's been quite successful. I think we have good relationships between the group leaders, and I think where issues have arisen, we've been able to deal with them in an appropriate way. So again, both in terms of the Labour group in its political sense and then the Labour group within the council, I think we've continued to do what we've always done. The Act basically reinforces what we were already doing, so it isn't a huge amount of change. Obviously, we'll continue to review our processes and where we feel we can add value. I think one of the things around that has been trying to make sure that when you become a new councillor, you get deluged with lots and lots of training in one short period of time. And often it's hard for new councillors to take everything in. So having that opportunity to have refresher sessions or opportunities to go back and redo training or to buddy up with somebody, I think that's been really important as well, so that you don't miss then, because often with training, once you've had a bit of practical experience of something, the training can then, or the refresher training can be really beneficial.
Okay, thank you. And the second question is: the Standards Committee also has new functions under the Act to ensure that group leaders have access to advice, training and training to support their new duties, and to monitor group leaders' compliance with those duties. Is there any support that you feel would be beneficial either from the Standards Committee or the Chief Executive or the Monitoring Officer in carrying out your duty, and whether we can assist you further in any way?
Not over and above what we currently do, other than the fact, I think, as I said, I think generally that refresher opportunity just to remind you of what your duties are and for people to see practical experiences of how that plays out. I think that is always valuable. Again, from our group perspective, we try and do that post people being selected as a candidate, and then pre people being selected as a candidate and post them being selected or elected. And again, that multiple hits, if you like, in terms of reinforcing what we're trying to achieve in terms of best behaviour, best standards. I think is a good approach, and it seems to be working well. And I'm sure other groups will be doing exactly the same as us.
Thank you. You've talked quite a lot about what we do as a group, as a Labour group, and I suspect that thinking back to your answers from last year, that you personally take quite an active role. Would you like to tell the committee a little bit more as to what you see your personal role, please, as the group leader?
Yeah. So as group leader, first of all, leading by example. Again, trying to demonstrate the highest standards in everything you do, and that includes, you know, respect for other members. You can have, as I've said before, robust debate on points of principle, but you deal with the subject and you debate the subject, and you don't attack the person. You know, I think that's really important, and that sets the tone. And I think, you know, certainly, I would hope in my 9.5 years as leader, we've had robust but cordial relations with other groups, and you can have that strong political debate. I think that is important in terms of how other members then perhaps approach sessions. And as I've said, whenever members find themselves facing an issue or a challenge, I've tried to be there to support them. So offering that pastoral role, trying to make sure that members understand that they can be open and honest about issues they're facing and that they will be supported. And again, you know, if members feel they're unfairly treated, whether it be through members of the public or through a process they've been through, again, we're there to support and explain so that members have the best support they can. And, you know, where that then has come into conflict with perhaps members of other groups, again, we've used the well-established processes that are in the council, working with other group leaders to try and come to a resolution. So again, working, you know, not only to support the member as a group leader, but hopefully as council leader, working with other group leaders to try and come to a proper conclusion. So it's about demonstrating how you can act and how you potentially should act, and using that as an example of how perhaps you would hope that all your members are there. And again, being available to members. Social media is a double-edged sword, as we've said before. So again, trying to guide members in terms of how best to use that valuable tool, and some of the pitfalls of getting drawn into debates on social media, possibly arguing with people you don't know late at night. So, you know, those sorts of things, you know, trying to give people the benefit of experience sometimes.
Thank you, Councillor Stewart. Those were the two prepared questions, but I am going to throw it open to members. Is there anything that you want to clarify from Councillor Stewart's answer so far? No indications, so it just leaves. Oh, I'm so sorry. Sorry, Janice. Sorry.
I just wondered what you might, in terms of the second question, what you might need from this committee to help you with the work that you're doing. Is there anything that you need from us? Would that be of a help to you?
Nothing really over and above what the committee already does. I think, you know, I think we've been blessed, I think, in terms of having, as I said, good cordial relations. You know, I do look at other councils and other institutions around the country, and I think they're in very different situations. And I think that doesn't detract from the fact that we have a good mix of different political views and a different mix of people from different backgrounds. But I think the way in which the committee has operated has helped us continue to have good standards in this authority, and I hope that long continues. I mean, surely if we spot anything that we think you can do, I'll be the first to put my hand up and ask. But I think, you know, that the support you've given has been perfect to this point in time. So nothing further to add at this point.
Thanks, Councillor. Sorry, Janet, I missed your hand. I do apologise. Okay, but no further indications. Then I think it just remains to me to thank you again for your time, Councillor Stewart. You know, it is an important, as you know, it's an important part of how the public perceive the local authority. So, you know, we welcome, I think, as a Standards Committee, a close relationship with the group leaders, and we thank you for all that you're doing. So, and thank you very much for your time today.
No, again, thank you, Chair, and thank the committee for the opportunity to come and again have a good discussion with you, and look forward to coming back next year.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. And I think as we've done it slightly out of order, I think we now have covered all the agenda. So that is, I'll say, just for me to thank members for their active participation today and to close the meeting. Thank you.